Hey Ian, it's me, and I am melting. My face is melting. There are lines of mascara down my face because I'm in Tucson. All right, so I lived in Tucson for a couple of years, from 1993 until 1996, and then again from 1998 until 1999. I was married while living here. I got pregnant while living here. I had my first baby while living here. This is the site of some of the most transformation that I've experienced in my adult life. So to come back now for this visit while installing my daughter at the University of Arizona has been kind of interesting. And as part of that process, I've been kind of thinking a lot about nostalgia. While living in Tucson, I worked at a company called Intuit, and I used to go on a lot of business trips with them. At one time, I went on a business trip with two friends, and one of them, while we were in Pasadena, just posed this question. Do you live in the future, the past, or the present? She said, I live in the present. He said, I live in the past. And I said, I live in the future. Because all I could see was where my life was going. I was 24, maybe, about that time. And now, I'm 48. And there's shit I want to look back at. There's a whole thing about nostalgia that's happening right now. There's like this, we're rebooting old TV shows, old movies. We're coming back, we're revisiting the same material over and over and over again, the same way that Shakespeare used to. Fairy tales have been retold over and over and over and over again. We keep going back to these same things because there's something in the going back. I'm pretty sure there's something in the going back. I don't know what it is, but there's something in there. I'm gonna find the old places where I used to live, right? I'm like, I used to live there. I should know where they are. I've been wandering down this street for, I don't know, miles. And when you forget where you used to live, I'm 48, right? I'm forgetting lots of stuff now. And this was, 23 years ago, 24 years ago. So I guess I can be forgiven. But still, it's a little weird. But there's somebody, a poet, I think somebody who said you can never go home again, right? I want to say Robert Frost, but I'm probably wrong. But anyway, somebody said you can never go home again. And the thing is, you can go home again. But when you go, it's not going to be home anymore. And you might not know where it is. I found it. That's my old apartment. It wasn't on the road that I thought it was on. I thought it was at Broadway and 5th. It's not, because Broadway and 5th, they don't intersect. They're parallel roads. It's on 5th Street. I found it. And that little pink chair is right next to what used to be my roommate Tracy's room. And the other door right here, that was my bedroom door. Why do we go back? Why do we look for the old places where we used to live when we haven't thought about them in years, and we can't remember where they are? I lived here for a year of my life. I've lived in a lot of places. I've been to Anchorage this summer, and now to Tucson. Two places that I lived in for like 5 years each, and loved for different reasons, and left for different reasons. And now I'm taking this whole day while I'm back, and I'm hunting down places that I don't remember. And now that I'm here, and I'm looking at this little thing, I'm like, yeah, that was my balcony. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Let's find another balcony from which I used to smoke. So, interesting thing, here I am at the Park Place Mall. Came here because I asked Apple Maps to find me a Starbucks so I could get myself a nice iced caramel macchiato. And when I came in here, I was like, oh my God, the Park Place Mall. I remember this. Literally haven't thought about this place since the last time I was here, which was probably some 25 years ago. I have not thought about this place once. And yet, I got here and I was so excited, so jazzed to be here. And I'm not really sure why. So, nostalgia, man. Shit's weird. Meeting a friend here for lunch. Never been here before. Still really excited. All right, so I guess we can just say, okay.
Lani's in town!
Hi, Ian. This is my friend Laura. Laura, say hi to Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Yes, and we are having a nostalgic day.
Yes!
Well, that's another balcony. Okay, so I drove down to the south side of town so that I could visit the company where I used to work. I went in there, and there's security everywhere, and it's kind of a big company. They're kind of a big deal. And I was pretty sure I was going to get arrested. So I didn't record anything really there aside from a few shots that I got of the side of the building where I used to go hang out and smoke. I was a smoker during my time in Tucson. I don't know if that's become fairly clear. But so now I'm here in a Walmart parking lot, which didn't used to be here and is a very weird Walmart. It calls itself a neighborhood market. That's not nostalgic. That is new. But one of the things about nostalgia, people sometimes get lost in the romance of the past. That there's something there that if they could touch it, if they could reach it, if they could somehow pull it back into themselves, that it would solve some kind of problem for the present. But the fact is that there was a time during which the thing that you are nostalgic for was the present. And during those moments, it didn't quite do it for you. But every now and again, I get this yearning for the past. And I'm not sure what that's about, whether it's good for me, whether it's appropriate. I think how healthy reaching into the past is depends on what you're reaching for, maybe. It's an interesting question. So I decided to come here to shoot a little bit at Old Tucson Studios. I'm not going to go inside. You have to pay a lot of money to do that, and I've already been in there a lot because I worked here. Remember the story I told about the building where I was smoking cigarettes next to 40 pounds of black powder? Yeah, that building used to be in there, but about 6 weeks after I left, the whole place burned down. The whole place. It was not me. I left. It was gone way before that. But even now, as I give my suspiciously specific denial, it feels like I'm just denying that it was me, but I swear to God, it really wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was me. It was not me. So here I am at the Desert Diamond Casino. Tracy and I used to come here all the time to play nickel slots. I'm gonna put 20 on nickels, I'm gonna put 20 on quarters, and I'm gonna walk out of here $40 poorer, but I will have had a nostalgic experience. Well, that was $40. So I'm sitting at a picnic table in the middle of the apartment complex, which was the last place that I lived while I was in Tucson. This is a place where a lot of things happened. Not terrible things. Some things not great, some things really great. But as I'm thinking about nostalgia, I'm thinking about going back and visiting the places. And the place is not the same, and I am not the same, and nothing's the same. But there's this whisper of what was. And it's nice to visit that whisper. I don't know what I'm looking for. As I take this whole day just to wander around this town and visit the places that were important to me. Am I saying goodbye? Am I saying hello? Is it like visiting an old friend? Is it like trying to recapture something that's forever gone? I don't know. But I can tell you that what I feel with nostalgia and nostalgic pursuits, it's happiness. It's peace. This was a life that I had and I loved it and it was amazing and I had incredible experiences without which I wouldn't be the same person. So for me, the nostalgia, the revisiting, is about visiting. It's about saying hello to the place I was and the person I was when I was there. I don't think nostalgia is necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's unhealthy. I think that when we reach for something, needing to get it back, needing to re-experience it, needing to possess it, as opposed to just reaching back and giving it a hug. I think there are different kinds of nostalgia. I think there are different things that we reach for when we try to reach into the past. I think we look back on those times with a romantic gaze. I think we see things that we didn't see when we were living it, and we forget things that we don't want to remember. But there is a sweetness in nostalgia. There is a delight. I think it can be good. It was a place of incredible love. Just love. And coming back here, I can feel that love again, although I never didn't feel it. I've carried this place with me always, and I will carry it with me always. And I don't need to come back here to have that. But it's nice. It's nice. And when I get on the plane and I go home to New York, I'll be glad I did. All right, Ian. See you in 2 weeks.